Hi there. So in this video, we would analyze the situation with the coronavirus cases in the Philippines, the world, and whether the curve is already flattening. I've seen an analysis by some UP scholars, some professionals, wherein they said that they see a flattening of the curve already. Let's try to find out whether our analysis points towards the same. Okay, so let's start with the world cases as of April 15, 9:22 p.m. So that's 13:21 GMT. It's only 1:21. So today, I think this morning in the Philippines, we already went past 2 million cases in the world with about 128,000 deaths. So 128,000 deaths represent to about 21% of the closed cases. So if you will notice again, we will compare the closed cases, which is 620,000. That more or less represents the the total cases last March 28, between March 27 and March 28. So approaching March 28, end of March 28. And at the end of March 28, we have 663,805 cases. So the closed cases today is 620. That means we only lag about 43,000 cases. And March 28 is 3 plus 15, about 18 days ago. All right, and 21% of those cases end up as deaths. So if we will look at our cases today, so we have 2 million, almost 2 million plus. And if we will maintain the 21% or about 20%, let's say, so we are saying that in the next 18 days or so, we will have 400,000 deaths all over the world. That's what the data says. So look at the countries all over with the coronavirus cases. Again, still US has overtaken the world by a very, very large margin. Of course, that's because of the total tests going on there. 3.1 million tests. They have 614,000 cases right now. Russia is at 1.5 million testing, but they only have 24,000 cases right now. Russia is among the first countries to close their borders to the beginning. Chinese, I don't want to single out Chinese, but at the beginning they closed their border to from the travelers from China. So but our testing in the Philippines, it's very slow. We only have about 45,000 testing. So that is my point of contention really. Later we will tackle that. Is the flattening of the curve due to the fact that there are no more cases, or is it because we are not testing enough? So that's a problem. So let's look at the rundown again. We have Spain at number 277,000 cases all in all. They have 600,000 testing. Italy is at 162,488, 1 million cases tested. And then followed by France, Germany, UK, China has 82,000, still very slow. Um, Iran, Turkey, Belgium, Netherlands, Canada, and Switzerland there. So the Philippines has about 5,453. So let's look at the Philippines now. So the Philippines has 5,453 cases as of now. The total closed cases, if we add this, is about 12 carry 1, 702 cases. That one correspond to which one? That one corresponding 702 corresponds to more or less March 26, because in March 26 we have 707 cases. March 26 is already 5 plus 15, 20 days ago. Alright, so we're still lagging the world by 2 days. So 707 cases. A bit of a good news, the recovered cases is higher now than our deaths. But at this rate, this is about 50%. So if we will continue in this trend, that means that in 20 days from now, the coronavirus cases will end up with 2,700 closed cases, and I mean 5,453 closed cases, which were in 2,700 of them are ending up in deaths. So we have to prepare with that kind of a news. So let's now look at our analysis because they said that we are already flattening the curve. Let's look at that. So these are all the numbers as we have done in the past. We have already inputted these numbers. We just updated the past few days. 5,223. I think it's not yet. I've not inputted the data for today because it's not yet done. The date is not yet done. Uh, this is the rate of change every day, which is 291. The highest was in April 6, 414, 104. And then remember that we are looking at the average, the moving average. But the low moving average has indeed decreased starting in March 11, but then starting from March 12, it is slowly increasing again. But that's the velocity, the rate. But look at the rate of change of the velocity. So this is the acceleration. We are starting from negative 43, negative 55, that's good news. But then starting from April 9, it went up to 26, went down again, went down some more, but then it increased from 23 to 35 in last April 13, but now it's slowed down to 17. Just one day of slowing down. We don't know what happened today. Let's put in the numbers. Let's assume that there will be no more cases today. So 5,453. If you put that here, 5,453, what will happen? 2030. I think it has slowed down in terms of the velocity from 220. No, it's not. So when we look at the moving average, it is a 5-day moving average. The number that was taken out is 119, and it was replaced by 230. So that means we are increasing in terms of the velocity. Now, in terms of the acceleration, we are also increasing from 17 to 22. So that's not good. Okay. So what we did with the data after that is we plotted it again in SPSS. This is the result. I've already pasted the results here. Now there's been some changes because last time we made this analysis, I said that the model that closely resembles the model that we are following is the cubic model because the r squared is about 98.3. But right now, the quadratic model is closing in on the cubic model. The quadratic model is at 98.2% r squared, while the cubic model is at 98.3%. The forecast, if you will follow that and input day 76, April 30, the forecast says that we will have 15,874 by April 30. The last forecast that we made is 16,796. So that means it's slowly the forecast, the long-term forecast, it's slowing down, which coincides with what UP is saying with some of the UP scholars. So last forecast for the cubic model is 32,000. Our forecast is at 18,000 now. So again, it's also slowing down. It's only 18,000. So let's see what will happen in the next couple of days. Now for compound growth, 95.5%. This is a very long term, I guess. If you will look at the compound growth here, this is way up here. So we really don't look at compound growth unless this is really long term. But we don't want this to be long term. So, but if we will follow this. At day 76, our forecast is 1.8 million. I guess this is also corresponding to the one that I saw last time. This about 1 hour, 2 hours ago in the news, wherein the study from UP said that without the enhanced community quarantine, they project something about 1.8, about 3 million cases. This corresponds to something like this also. What is good about this though is that last time we did the forecast was at 5,204. Now it's only at 1.8. So really the curve is trying to fit. I attribute that to the curve fitting model, but also the fact that long term, I think it's slowing down. But in the short term, we want to see some more tightening of the grip and some more slowing down of our number of cases. But again, the same questions that are being asked by some of my former students, some of my former classmates, are saying, you know, your analysis is good, but I don't know whether that means that we are doing better, or is it because we have not tested enough. So that's a pertinent question. That's an appropriate question. Let's see what happens when they begin the mass testing. I don't know when it will happen, but that's the coronavirus status as of today. So let's hope and pray that this will soon be over and we'll go back to our normal lives. It's not the normal lives, but at least uh, in a kind of life that we are as at least earning, and the market is already earning, because we cannot stay like this for a long time. So let's hope and pray that that happens soon. God bless every one of you, and please stay safe. Thank you.